I'm a 22-year-old college student who's self-employed. I run a digital marketing agency that makes $12K per month, and my goal is to be able to make enough money to support myself, a family, and retire my parents. I didn't do any of this by buying some scam course that promises you to scale from 0 to 10K in just 10 weeks, because there's far more to generating income than that, especially when over 90% of businesses in my niche fail within the first year. Look, business isn't just about working hard, it's about working hard on the correct things. That's why I made this channel. I want to document the important things that need to be worked on to make a successful business. If you're looking to hear about some get-rich-quick scheme that teaches you how to scale from 0 to 10K in 10 weeks, this is not for you. This channel is for those who actually want to generate something real, for those who know there aren't any shortcuts to self-employment, and for those who are actually willing to put in hard work. Unlike other entrepreneur gurus, I made my agency with real hard work, networking, and putting myself out there to fail publicly hundreds of times. I made this channel to give you the raw reality of self-employment and how you can work to generate your own income as well. I didn't make this channel to get you to buy my course or pay me to teach you how to build a digital marketing agency. I don't need this channel. Unlike the hundreds of gurus out there who make their channel to sell their course, I don't need your money. I make my own money. Of course, I plan to monetize this channel in the future, but that isn't the primary source of income that I plan on having. Not anywhere close. And by the way, I plan to document exactly how I'm going to monetize this channel so that you guys can learn how I do it and do the exact same thing. The purpose of this channel is to provide real value and information of how I built this company and how I will continue to scale the digital marketing agency that I have. This includes bringing up real-world bottlenecks that come from actual problems that naturally occur while building a company. Because look, you're not going to find this anywhere else. Other channels rarely give you real information on how to build offers, create values, and what skills you actually need to learn. So how I built this company was a long process that took nearly 3 years, but I'll start from the beginning. I built it with my friend who I'll call Joe. Joe and I had been friends for nearly 7 years at this point. We'd grown up playing video games, hanging out together, you know, the normal things. Neither of us had rich parents. We were both about middle class. Well, he was a little bit closer to lower class. I went to college and he went straight as an apprentice in the trades. He eventually worked his way up to a tech job due to some connections he had, but I was still in college. While I was in college, I saw friends of mine graduating and being completely unable to find a job, which was very concerning to me because I was in college. And I thought to myself, you know, how are they unable to get a job? They just went to college and got a degree and did everything they were supposed to. This doesn't make any sense. So I started doing research, tried finding answers. I tried to figure out what was going on. The more I looked for answers, the more reality actually started setting in. The dream we were sold as kids, go to school, work hard, get a good job, retire, it wasn't there anymore. The generation before us was the last generation to experience that dream. They were born into a world where they could just climb the ladder of success through traditional education, get a traditional job, but that ladder was pulled up behind them and sealed shut. My friend and I both started to realize the state of the world around the same time. He realized that his job position was likely going to get replaced by AI, and I realized there was no way I'm getting a job out of college. We knew we needed to do something about it. We tried probably 5 different types of business models: drop shipping, Forex trading, YouTube shorts, videography and photography. We even tried a skateboarding company. We tried to start each of these companies, but none of them worked. Now, that isn't to say that these business models objectively don't work, because they all do. It's just that our minds weren't capable. We weren't ready for it. Although we didn't make money in these business models, what we did profit was experience. Because here's something you're going to hear over and over again when listening to me. Business isn't about your capacity to do work. It's about knowing which direction to go while working. And there was one skill we were able to pull out of all these business models. Something all of them, except Forex trading, had in common: marketing. In order to be successful in drop shipping, YouTube shorts, skateboard company, or photography or videography, you need to learn marketing. So we went all in on digital marketing and video production. Soon after, we got our first client, making about $650 a month. Now, I know that's not a lot of money, but at the time, that was a lot. Now, I'll get into how we got our first client in a future video, but that's so much to explain that that's going to require a whole different video. I can't do that here. Everything was going well. We got our first client, we knew which direction to move in, and we felt like the sky was the limit. But then everything completely crashed. Our client dropped us, my friend lost his job, I graduated, and I didn't have any job. Everything we were scared of happening happened. The details of what we did afterwards is too much to share in one video, but I'll summarize it. We worked endless days and nights to fight for every single dollar. We eventually hit 1K, then 2K, then 3K, and then we jumped all the way up to 12K per month. in just one deal. While it took us about 2.5 years to build the company, the scaling from 1 to 12K took only 5 months. Remember when I was talking about the previous business model we tried and I said we weren't ready and our minds weren't capable? Well, this is what I'm talking about. There's far more to making money, like I said, than just hard work. I'm not going to tell you just fix your mindset, bro, because that's not helpful. Anyone who says fix your mindset is a moron. They either don't know what they're talking about or they're lying. What I mean is entrepreneurship requires a completely different way of thinking about money. It's time and it's energy. It's not input, output like your job where you can just show up for 8 or 9 hours, half-ass your work, and then go home. You actually have to get a system in place. It's leverage, psychology, and energy retention. It's more than just a product or service. An offer that brings a perceived value to other people is only a symptom of your transformation of how you learn to think about money, time, and energy. And to be capable of doing any of this, it requires you to stop the energy leakage that you continuously put out on a daily basis. Think shorts, YouTube videos, porn. Our nervous systems only can take so much in a day, and an overactive nervous system will never allow you to be in a position to do any of this. In this channel, we're going to go over the different factors that all contribute to the success of any business model, whether that be an agency, a brick and mortar, or an online shop, anything you can possibly imagine. Of course, my background is in marketing, but the principles that are behind every business are the same. And this is where I'm currently sitting on 12K a month, 22 years old, ready to share exactly how I got here and to give all the unfiltered details so that you can do it too. So if you're looking for raw and unfiltered details about how to actually generate income and become self-employed, subscribe to the channel.